Most people, like myself, move to Australia and figure everything out the hard way, feeling alone, overwhelmed, making pretty expensive mistakes that nobody warned you about. This show, Just Call Me Bridget Podcast, exists so you don't have to go through that. I'm Bridget. I have done all the farm works that you can possibly imagine in Australia, and for the past 3 years I've been doing FIFO and offshore work. I have been through all of the visa stress still to this day, and every single week I will bring you the conversations, the stories, and all the information that will be useful to you that I wish I had when I started my journey. This is Just Call Me Bridget Podcast, and stay with me to listen to another amazing episode. Welcome to another episode of Just Call Me Bridget Podcast. I am so excited. Today next to me is sitting Cait Whytock. Did I say it right?
You did.
I recently found her on Instagram as she was sharing her sort of like FIFO / entrepreneurship journey and how has it been for her. She is absolutely, like, when I was scrolling through your social media, I was just like, I started doom scrolling it straight away. It was it just pulled me in. You have shared so many of about self-love, and you really just break out of like what is like the aesthetic Instagram and like what's considered normal, and you share so authentically and truly of like what you're going through and what you think of all of these different things. And I love how you spread so much about like how can women truly love themselves and truly see themselves and actually build a life and slowly build your life through like beside FIFO and so on and so on. I'm so excited that you're sitting next to me today. Thank you for coming.
Oh my gosh. Thanks.
No, honestly.
I'm going to receive that. I've been working on receiving compliments and what other people see in me, because I see that in others. So I receive it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. Like we were just like starting to have such a good chat before the microphones turned on. I was like, oh my God, let's please start. Do you want to, because I do feel like everything you've shared is like, I feel like it's everything that I've always wanted to say out loud. And I feel like you have sort of gone through everything that I feel like every woman is going through this. Like every woman is trying to find true self-love. Every woman is probably sitting right now in FIFO having some semi-bad experiences and wanting to start maybe their own business and so on and so on. But do you want to, before we get into those sort of topics, do you want to take us through like where are you from and how did you even get to Australia? Like how long you've been here and just like your journey to today?
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely do that. So, who am I? That's a really good question, basically. That's what the question is, isn't it? Who am I and how did I get here? I think, so I'm going to start with the Australia stuff, which is super interesting for me. It's been a deep knowing since I was younger that I had to come here. And I don't have any other way of explaining it other than it was my intuition. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever had that?
I very much know. I was 10 years old and I already knew it when I come here. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for so long I listened to this external voice or voices or things outside of me, like you need to travel, you need to go to these places, you know, have this experience, you must go to university, when what I knew was I needed to come here. But I didn't listen. So it took me 15 years to get here. And we're here now. And now I get it. This is why I'm here. Like it's to grow. I don't know if you've ever done, it's like the lines that you're supposed to thrive in and places that you learn lessons in. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
I can't remember the name right now. It's like your lifelines. And basically there's certain countries and places in the world that you thrive in, and there's certain places that you don't. And I don't know if you noticed, but I go this way, which is like the Asia, Australia way. That's like my thrive line. And then this way, Europe is like not a good, it's like huge lessons and not a safe place for me. So when I found out as well, like Southeast Asia is where I really flourish. I feel so safe. I feel so held. I feel so loved. And Australia has the same thing, but in a slightly different way, because I'd say Australia is a bit more of a masculine energy for a country, whereas if you look at Bali, very feminine.
When you say it took you 15 years,
Yes.
do you mean like you were 15 years old when you moved here?
No, 15 years old when I knew
that
I wanted to come. I went on a hockey tour with my school from South Africa to New Zealand. And I just felt something, and I was like, I need to be on this side of the world. But New Zealand was never like, it cooled a little bit, but something with Australia just stuck. And yeah, it took me 15 years to get here. So I was 30 when I arrived.
Wow.
Yeah. Finally shut all that noise out and just did what I wanted to do, which was get here. No idea why. Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, by the time you're 30, you're like already living in the expectations of everyone, like start your own family, buy your own house, you should already be building your career, so on. How hard was it for you to sort of leave everything behind and just pack up your life?
I was already living in a different way. So after university, I was in a 7.5-year relationship. And what I did was I was living this life that wasn't mine. It was weird. I knew it. Like I knew that this wasn't what I was meant to be doing. And I could really feel it in myself, but I didn't know what that was. Was it the partying? Was it the drinking? Was it what was it? But it was literally like I was living in an apartment in Nottingham. Do you know where that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Nottingham. With a person, I mean, he's lovely, he's a lovely guy, but just not for me. Doing a job, that was fine. I had money, I had the apartment, I had the boyfriend, I had the everything, but everything fell off.
Yeah.
So I quit all of that in 2018. I just quit that whole life and moved to South Africa. My grandpa had a stroke, and that was like my golden ticket. I knew I needed to go and see him and be with him. And yeah, when I removed myself from that situation, I was like, oh, I can do whatever I want. I can be whoever I want, And I I kind of like reinvented from there. I mean, there were some steps before that where I moved to Vietnam and lived there for like 9 months. And that showed me that I could save money and do whatever I wanted before that whole situation happened. But I feel like I needed each step to get there. So it's been a very long journey to get here.
Yeah.
Because Australia is so isolated. And especially if you come by yourself.
Yeah.
You're like by yourself. Your family are so far away. So I feel like building those, we'll call them muscles, of like getting somewhere, there's just so many steps for each person. My timeline was 15 years. Some people it's not. I don't know how long.
I've been here almost 7 years. Yeah. So I came here when I was 19.
Yeah. See? So way shorter. You knew in a 13, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you couldn't move until you were 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. so like the 1 year.
Yeah. No, but it was still breaking out, like, because I just dropped uni, I dropped everything.
Amazing.
So,
oh my gosh. I literally respect that so much. Yeah.
When did like the creation of social media in a form that you created now come to you?
How did that start? Social media was never anything that I ever thought that I would get into ever. And I was so self-conscious of like my body and the way that I spoke and just everything. And then COVID happened and we were isolated, right? I was in the UK in my parents' hotel. So it was just me, mum and dad. Lovely, best time ever. I really enjoyed it. It was a nice time, but no friends. You couldn't see anyone. And it was a cry for help. I went on my stories one day and I took everyone on this little like swim with me. I went from my bedroom I took them on a journey going for a swim opposite the hotel. And I got so many like reactions, people talking to me, and I was like, this is amazing. Like I can talk to people through the phone and connect. And it kind of just went from there. But that was like highly filtered. I was like I look back at the videos and I'm like, you know, there's filters that you can get, which are like, they take away everything on your face pretty much. All the freckles are gone, the wrinkles, whatever. So it was like highly filtered. But at least I was talking to the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at myself now. I literally post, I don't even care what it looks like. I'm like, whatever, you know? But yeah, it was that. I was in a very bad place with my health, my mental health. I had a really bad eating disorder at the time, which I didn't know. I just thought that's what everybody did. Do you remember the clean eating days? No. There was a time where everyone like ate. It was called clean eating.
Clean eating days. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I kind of feel like it's still here.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it was like clean eating, right? And CrossFit and clean eating, and I was just so in that cycle of like, I would never have like tea with honey. I'd be like, oh my God, I couldn't have that. It's got honey. Honey's got sugar. You know?
Yeah.
And I was so far into that, but I couldn't see it because I'd never, ever been faced with it. Also, I had huge body dysmorphia. I thought my body was massive and it wasn't. All these things, all those things, I think, as we go through as women, lots of women go through this. And starting to post on social media, I realized that I was then filtering, but then I started to curate my feed. And I remember seeing someone's post and I thought, she's absolutely gorgeous. And she was like very curvy. Cellulite, all this stuff. And I thought, hang on, if she is gorgeous, and I think she's I had like this revelation, if she's gorgeous, does that mean that I'm gorgeous? And then it was just from there, I started posting a little bit more raw and real. And then I started questioning things. And then I started following people with different bodies, like literally different colored skin, different hair, different, you know how like if CrossFit, you follow, you want to be a CrossFitter, you follow all the top athletes.
Yeah.
Do I look like that? No. Am I ever going to get there? Probably not. I'm not that committed. Or runner. I wanted to be a runner for a bit. I don't have a runner's body. It's just not it's just not what's been given to me. That's okay. But yeah, so I started following all these different bodies and it was super, super beautiful to see such different shapes and sizes and people. And then I was like strangely becoming okay with myself. So then I stopped putting the filters on. I started posting my cellulite. And people were like, thank you so much for posting this. Like, I have this too. And then I started reading into it. It's just awareness, isn't it? The awareness of things. Yeah. So reading into it like, oh, women's bodies are made different to men. That's weird. We were never taught that.
Yeah.
You know, we literally have different fat cells.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so strange that my legs don't look like his. Oh, it's because it's actually genetically different. Yeah, but I didn't know all that. I didn't know it. And that's okay. You know? Body hair also. Huge thing. My legs are hairy. Happy days. Who cares? Not me.
What do you reckon? Like, how long did it sort of take you to go from where you were saying that you had body dysmorphia and you were like really struggling to slowly like breaking those barriers and like to like truly like not even care about like hate comments and
I've only had it tested recently about not truly caring about hate comments, because I kind of had a weird relationship with social media as well, because as much as I think it's a great tool, sometimes I think it's not a good place for me. Just like in terms of sitting on my phone. You know, if my job is in social media and then I'm doing social media for myself, I'm just like on screens for hours and that's not good for me.
Yeah.
So I've had like a weird, but just recently I did the FIFO posts and it went to an interesting place, which we kind of spoke about just now.
Yeah.
Went to a very interesting place where I don't even read the comments anymore. I don't care. Or I'll just scan over, and if it's a really awful comment, I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. But someone was like, fat cow, something about having no skills and all this money. And like, I think the work that I've done over the last 6 years has really brought me to today, where I guess I'm like, someone says you're a fat cow. I'm like, that's so sad that you think that about your life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't, I don't care what you
Yeah.
think about me. It's just not really is not that big a deal. Or one of my favorite comments was about having no skills and having all this money. Like, it's so sad that you have no skills. I'm like, oh, you just don't even know who I am. Like,
Yeah.
And maybe that's your life.
It's just an assumption of all the women in mining, I guess.
Yeah, or a projection of what they believe in their life, and that's totally fine. You know, I'm so deeply skilled in so many things experientially that something like that, I'm like, honey, I feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So maybe 6 years, let's go for 6 years, I guess, to really feel embodied in that. I had it before where I didn't really care, like I'd walk around with my hairy legs out, and it took me a long time. But essentially, I tested it. I went out 2021 or 2022, stopped shaving my legs, and I went outside and nobody looked and nobody pointed and nobody cared. Because they don't. Because we're all caring about what we look like, right? So I'm caring about my legs. Am I looking at somebody else's? No. So I guess it was just like testing, trial and error, test. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
and I feel like Australia truly is the best place for that, because I feel like my sort of happiness within myself truly started in Australia, because I also realized, I was like, nobody cares. Nobody cares what car I drive.
no.
I don't have to pretend that I'm richer, that I'm not. And it's like very much a thing in like Eastern Europe. It's like trying to show everyone that you're living a life that you're really not.
Yeah, okay.
Like, you know, like parking your very, very expensive car that you got on a massive loan in front of your shitty apartment.
Yeah,
like,
right.
do you know what I mean? Like, just trying to show everyone that you're living a better life, and then eventually just drowning in loans and so on. Like that same thing with like clothes, everything. Like I feel like that's when I actually broke the barrier. Like, you know, if you walk around the city, like I'll still have some of their friends who are like, you're wearing high vis to work, like that's embarrassing for them, sort of. And I'm like, that's the norm in Australia. Like no one cares, like, you know. And it, like the same, like going to the grocery store, like people will never think about going to the grocery store like without putting your mascara on. Like that felt criminal. Right. Do you know what I mean? Like in Australia, it's like so much freedom. Yeah. And that's what I love about like here. That's so like nice. I actually can just do whatever I want and be whatever I want. Yeah, and you can like create a new identity, you know? Yeah.
Yes. This is what happens when you move countries.
Yes.
You actually get to be the most authentic version of yourself at that time, whatever that looks like. And the thing that you said that was really stuck with me was the norm. That's the norm in Australia, right? To have high vis on. So each place, each country, each gender, each age, has all these norms. And as soon as you step outside of that norm, it's like, oh, that person's weird. And if we go back like long time ago to where you're literally like, if you're weird, you're an outcast, and if you're an outcast, you're gonna die. We just don't have that anymore. Like if you're weird, you're weird. Have I died? I'm very weird. I've not died. I very much am alive. I'm successful in the ways that I feel successful in. I have a partner. I live in a tent, which I love. But yeah, I haven't died. And I think that that's sometimes something that is really underlying there. Like if you don't fit the status quo, you will literally die. But it's just not the truth anymore. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck, is in this place of, if I actually am my true authentic self, I won't be accepted. And therefore, I'm going to die, but you're not. Have you been weird? Have you done things?
Yeah, I mean, I've always felt like I'm sort of different, but I do feel like I'm still in the journey of, why I said, I always feel like we sort of, we feel jealousy, sort of good jealousy of people who we sort of feel like that's something that I would love to do, if you know what I mean. Like, and I feel like when I was watching your social media, I was like, oh, like you're speaking about so many things that I feel like I'm still like moving into that direction. Yeah. Like I've like openly spoke in this podcast as well, like how I've struggled with like different eating disorders and, still to this day. And the same with like FIFO. Like I feel like I'm still very much in the golden handcuffs, as they say. Okay. Because that fuels my hobbies and what I want to do, which one day hopefully will be my full-time income.
Mm.
But I do want to ask you, like, so you moved to Australia when you were 30.
Yeah.
And then what was sort of the journey from there to you sort of, moving into FIFO and then sort of like breaking free from FIFO? Because I think you shared that you only go on site only for 1 week a month.
Yeah.
How did that come into you? Like, when did you actually start like your own entrepreneurship? And
so before we go into that, I just really want to say this because it's coming up and I can't hold it in. When you say that you have like a good jealousy of people, what that actually is to me is a mirror of seeing yourself in that other person, right? So the good jealousy that I have of the coach that I'm working with is I literally see the way that she holds space and I'm like, that's me and I know that. Why am I not doing that? How can I get to that point? Oh, I'll work with her, learn it, and do that. So that stuff that you're seeing is literally what you are. You're already that. It's just like, how am I going to get to that point? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was just, it needed to come up my throat. I was
I love
a dry
it.
throat or whatever.
Yeah.
But going back to your question about how I've broken free from the golden handcuffs and FIFO. Again, huge journey, but I just have no fear around money. I have no fear whether or not if I have nothing or lots. It just is. It's just money. It's just, I don't need things. I mean, I literally went straight to like absolute basics and I live in it's a very nice tent.
Yeah, I mean, if you say I live in a tent, people imagine, like a swag somewhere in the forest.
I know. But no, it's a very nice tent. It is, but it's still a tent. Like we have mice that come all the time. There's rats, there's possums, there's kangaroos, there's bugs, there's stuff. Like it's not, the cold is very prominent in the mornings because the fire has gone out. Like it's almost like going back to this very simplistic way of living. But I still got a fridge, hot water, a fireplace. Like I've got luxuries in that tent, but it's still going back to the basics, right?
Yeah.
But essentially that it's having lots and not having. So I came here, I'm like, wow, this is an amazing studio. I really love it. I would love to have this, but I live in a tent. And I've got to remind myself of that. There's always a way to find, I'll be able to find it. But I know that whatever is for me will not miss me. Do you know? Do you hear? Yeah. Do you get that? Yeah. Whatever is meant for you will not miss you. So I know that I can have whatever I want in FIFO. And I tested this a little bit because I remember moving to Dunsborough and everyone said to me, you're never going to find a house. It's so hard. And I'm thinking, why is everyone saying this? Like, what do they mean? No, it's not. Within 4 days, I had a beautiful room, $200. The people were lovely at the time. Not my people, but still great people. And that was in 4 days. And I just knew it. I knew that was going to happen. FIFO, everyone says that you have to do, so I do cleaning, which I found is for me, it's like, it was the best way in as a working holiday maker, with no tickets. I don't want to get tickets. I could not be bothered. All I knew is I needed to get to FIFO because I needed to pay off my credit card and I wanted to see the red dirt and see what that life was. Like I just needed to see it and experience it and fly to random places and fly to work. That was like a huge pull for me. I also manifested flying a lot more and I thought it was going to be traveling to different places, but it was literally to work. I was like, got to be specific about this kind of stuff. Yes, letting go of the expectation of what you think it looks like, right? So cleaning. I don't care what people think about me. I don't need to. I used to be a teacher. My degree is in teaching. I've had really high paying jobs. I've had really low paying jobs. But I think the thing that I don't care about is like the way that I make money just needs to feel good to me. It doesn't matter what it looks like to everyone. So I guess that's going back to that external validation thing. I just didn't need it. I was just grateful to have a job in FIFO. I must say, I did start as a utility worker. I did it for 3 days and I quit. I don't know how people do that. Yeah, with no disrespect. It's so hard. So I knew that wasn't for me. But what I knew, I wanted to fly from Bustleton because I live down south. I wanted to do 2-in-1 because I thought that was the quickest way for me to get money. I wanted to work for a really good company. And I just literally applied to that company, got that job. I let go of the time frame. It took like a month or 2 to get it. I asked them, can I fly from Bustleton? To which they said yes. But sometimes you have to fly from Perth. And I was like, okay, that's all right. And I did, and that was okay. But I knew that's what I wanted. And then I did the 2-in-1, hated it. I literally did 1 swing 2-in-1. What do you do? What's your...
I do shutdowns, so I'm
yeah. So I did 1 swing 2-in-1, and I was like, absolutely not. Never again will I ever do this. So then I knew that I wanted 1-in-1. And I mean, it was great. I was getting good money, but I had no goal. Like I already...
As in like timelines or like...
The goal was to pay off my credit card, which took me 1 swing. So it was $6,000 I needed, and literally 1 swing I had $6,000. Paid it immediately. So I was like, oh, I have no goal. What am I going to do? So I was like, oh, I'll save for the visa because I want to stay here because I just met my partner and thought maybe that was what, you know. But then the goalposts changed, and then they changed, and then I feel like a lot of people in FIFO will say, okay, I'm going to go for 3 years. I'm going to buy a house. I'm going to pay it off, and then that's it. Not the truth.
Yeah.
That's these. So what I had to become okay with was not having the consistency. So casual cleaner. I mean, I still always get a job. I always, whenever I want it, I know that it's going to come. Fly from Busso to the place that I want to go to. But it was okay with not having, how do I say this in a good way? Detachment from the outcome. You got it? So the outcome is having the swing, getting that money, that $3,000 in a week, but not attaching myself to it.
Because I feel like a lot of people struggle with like you said, like there's more and more stuff coming as you move forward. Like you're, you know, whether you want to have money for your hobbies, whether you start having kids, whether you want to buy a house and you want to buy furniture for your house, then your car breaks down and then you want to go and travel. So as you said, like it always moves and you're always in the sort of like when I've chatted with people who've done FIFO for a very long time, like I remember when I started, I was like, oh my God, everybody must be millionaires.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not the case, you know.
No.
And I'm wondering, like, you know, obviously you already had done so much work with yourself and you were like so aware before you even went to mining that you didn't get into the sort of like a hamster roll of like, but what if I do a bit more and then I can do this thing, you know? And it's just keeps going like this, and then you end up taking like 5-week shutdowns, and then, you know, did that ever like sort of come to you that you felt like, but this is so easy and I can like happened.
Oh yeah, I got caught in it for sure. I was going to save that $10,000 for the visa, and I had it, and then I spent it. I went to Greece and I did a breathwork facilitator course, and then I went to the UK and saw my family, and then by the end of that the $10,000 was gone, and I was like, damn, I got to go back to FIFO. You know. But what I hadn't done, I think, okay, so this is something that comes up for me, is that people, when they start FIFO, want freedom and money and time. Those are pretty much the needs that all humans want. Time, money, freedom, right? And they think this is going to be the answer. But what they haven't done is they haven't reverse engineered their goal of the time, money, or freedom, what that looks like to them. So we hear FIFO, you only work 6 months a year or whatever it is, for like example, Rio workers. But that is also very restricting because it's 1 week on, 1 week off, 1 week on, 1 week off. So where are you free? You're working 6 months a year, sure, but you're no more free than the 9-to-5er who has the 2 days off. It's just a different kind of handcuff, right? So do they know what freedom looks like to them? That's what I always wonder. Like, do you actually know what you want your life to look like? The second one with the time stuff, you know, again, it's that it all fits in. Like, I want to have a week off. But realistically, we're coming home on the day after, a lot of us. Not everybody, but a lot. Do you fly home day after?
No, the same day.
Day of? Okay, that's nice. Yeah. Takes that day to kind of emotionally ground and whatever. Then you've got like your 3 days of trying to catch up with people. And and it's like energy is just dispersed. Partners, dog, this stuff. What do I do? 3 days. And then I got to get ready and then I'm going back to work.
Yeah.
So it's actually just 3 days, let's say, if you've got that week off in between. And I was like, that's not enough for me. Like, I can't have 3 days. So when I went back in January, I think it was, February, the year when I spent all that 10 grand, I was like, I can't do this. What if I ask them if I could literally do 1 week on and a couple of weeks off, so 1 on, 2 off, instead of doing the 1, you know what I mean, like 1 on, 1 off, 1 on. I was like, what if I do 1 on, 2 off, 1 on? I was like, maybe that will work. And I did that, but I went to a really bad site, hated it, ended up quitting FIFO. And then when I came back, I wanted to go back because I needed to pay for the visa. That's when I realized I was staying here. So I need to come back. And she said, okay, but what about your mental health? Like, how are you going to combat that? My company are incredible, really, like the nicest, probably the best company I've ever worked for in my whole life, which is why I'm still with them. I was like, I don't do well in jobs, ever. But she said, how are you going to combat your mental health? And she said, why don't you try something different? I said, well, what about 1 week on and 3 weeks off? So I can work on my business, I can be at home and just like settle into my life. And she's like, yeah, sure, no, we can try that.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Hi, quick one before we get going. If this podcast has ever given you something, a laugh, a bit of a reassurance, or an answer to a question you might have had, the best way that you can give something back to me, which will take you only 2 seconds and it's completely free, is please subscribe to the channel. It genuinely helps the podcast reach more people who might need this information. Please take that little bit of time to help me help more people. Okay, I want to talk to you about something that I have been working on, because I genuinely think that this could help shape the podcast into something completely new. Do you know how you're a visa holder in Australia and you probably have a bunch of questions that you don't want to ask under your own name, or you're a bit too embarrassed, or you have a story that is either a funny one, the ugly cry one, or a story where you're like, I cannot believe this just happened to me. I want those stories. I have set up a completely anonymous Google form. No name, no login, nothing. You just fill it in and hit submit, whether it's your question that you're too scared to ask, or a really good story that I could use on this podcast or in an Instagram reel, so someone else can have a laugh, learn something, or not feel so alone in their own situation that they might be going through as well. The link is down below or in my Instagram bio, and it's called Share Your Aussie Story or Ask a Question. Let's do it. So your company offered you 3-in-1.
Yes. Well, I kind of asked for it. Also, I'm in that time off because I quit in the April and I came back in the October. That's also where I tried to start my online business, and I was like going full.
What was the push for you?
To quit?
Sort of. No, to start your own like coaching and...
I really don't work well in a job. Simple.
Like a born entrepreneur.
I just don't like people managing me. I don't like bosses. I don't like micromanagers. I don't like a timeline. I struggle with like having to do things the way that people want them done. you know, they want to plan. I'm like, I don't plan. I can actually do it ad hoc and be totally fine. And people want to plan, and I'm like, why? Don't make me do it your way. It will never work. I will never be able to do that. And when I started standing in that, then I realized normal job life just is not the vibe. Yeah. So that was the main. I knew that I had to do something. Also, I want to live cyclically. I don't want to go to work when I'm bleeding. I don't want to go to work. I have PMDD, which I also recently found out what it was. I didn't know this. I literally thought everyone else had 2 weeks of craziness, but they don't. People with PMDD do. Do you know what that is?
So, yeah, I've sort of like, it's a lot worse than just normal PMS. It's like you're actually, like your hormones are just haywire.
No, the hormones are fine. There's like a sensitivity. So it's premenstrual dysphoric disorder. And I haven't been tested by a doctor. I just read, and I was every single, if you are 2 or more of these symptoms, you probably have it. I was like, I'm all of the symptoms. I was like, great. But I also started noticing it in my relationship, because relationships are your biggest mirrors. And he was like, this happens every month. This happens every month. And I was like, that's so interesting.
What are the biggest triggers, sort of?
So it's a hormone sensitivity. So when my hormones change in any way, so it's like, you know how women's hormones do this, up or down, whatever. But as soon as they change, there's like this sensitivity that happens inside of me, and then I just lose it. And it could be something simple like someone says something to me, which normally I'm like, I'm going to swear, don't swear. Screw you. Like, what are you talking about? I get to do what I want the way that I want it. But sometimes in those 2 weeks, someone says something and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the worst day of my life. Like, I can't believe this has happened. And I literally just thought everyone had that. And some people do. PMS is like 4 or 5 days before. I just have it for 2 weeks. But I'm learning.
That's insane. Is this sort of like, there's no cure for it either than something that you just fully go on and just make everything flatline?
Doctors wanted to I remember this like way back when, they wanted to put me on antidepressants and the pill. So I took the pill instead. It was awful. So what I know now is that that's what they would say to me again. It would be like, you're going on antidepressants or the pill, which is not what I want. So what I did was I took drastic change in the way that I eat, in things that are around me, which is why the tent life is great. I'm so regulated. There's literally trees. My feet are on the bare earth. Like, I'm literally grounded all the time. I also don't eat processed food anymore. I mean, I don't eat processed food anymore. We are ingredients. It's annoying because sometimes you're just really hungry and then there's just like nothing in the fridge. It's just ingredients. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that? And I'm not a cook. Noah is the chef. So big changes like that. I also started taking saffron, which is a herbal mood enhancer.
Okay.
I either have it in my tea in the morning, or I have like a little tablet that I take with me just from the naturalist health shop. But yeah, there's so many different things, and until you start to really learn about yourself and who you are, you don't really know that these are, you're not aware of it. You just think it's normal, right? I just thought it was normal. I thought everybody had that, but they don't. So
I guess I had the same sort of thing with like leaky gut syndrome and so on. Like, I always thought it's normal to only go to the toilet once a week. I was like, that's not a question. You'll just ask someone like, how often do you go to number 2? Like, I thought it's normal. Until,
you don't talk like that? I do.
Well, yeah, like when I was like, up until I was like 20 years old, and I actually went to the doctors and I was like, this is what's been happening to me. And they're like, wow, like, how did it take you so long to actually come here?
Well, it's your normal, right? It's your normal.
Yeah, like to only go once a week. Like, I thought it's completely fine.
My gosh, I found out the other day, so seeing as we're on the topic of poop, I don't really mind talking about it. It's a normal thing that everybody does. Well, clearly not everybody all the time. But I never knew that people could have like solid poops.
Oh, so you had diarrhea just non-stop.
All the time. Yeah. I have no gallbladder. And so my bile just leaks into my stomach all the time. So I would eat big meals and my body couldn't digest it and I would just get rid of it. Or I'd have things that were really rich. And so I've really learned how to not, I have like 5 meals a day. Yeah, like I literally have to.
Yeah.
You know, even for FIFO, I take my own food with me.
Yeah.
I really struggle up there. I did struggle up there with food. Now I don't, because I take most of my breakfast stuff I take. Then I know that if I go to the grill, I can get the steak. I just pat it, like all of the oil off. I never have the things that are like the meals that they cook, because there's so much oil in them. My body can't digest that. Some people can, totally fine, happy for them, but mine cannot. So I think it's also like knowing, this is the thing, it's knowing yourself.
Yeah.
And your body and listening to your body, because that's, you know.
Do you feel like the food change and all of those steps that you started to take also helped you to get into the more like positive and like more grounded version of yourself? Because obviously like gut and our brains and our emotions are so like intertwined.
Yes.
Do you feel like that is like the main thing that sort of helped you to just like not care and just be like very happy within yourself?
I think it's a tool. I think it's very important to have that. I actually did like a little case study about 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. Not that I intended on doing it, it just happened. But so we've been eating completely, now it's not clean, because that was not good for me. Like clean food, clean blah, blah, blah. But it's no processed food. Unless I like have to, or no, I don't eat processed. Anyway, even the chocolate that I eat and the tea that I drink, it's all like raw ingredients. Like, have you ever had Bain and Co. chocolate? Oh God, I left it in the car. No, it'll be fine. It's not hot. They have like 4, it's like coca beans. Like I have rose and raspberry in mine. So it's rose, raspberry, and then that's it. Instead of like Lindt, for example, which is like, I thought Lindt was good. It's got all this stuff in it. I'm like, what do you mean? What is all this stuff? I forgot your question. Do I think? Yes. Okay. So the little case study that I did, we had like a lot of friends leaving dinners and all sorts of things. And there was just like food that I couldn't control the outcome of. And this is how I know that I'm over the eating sort of days. Because before I would have been like, no, I'm not touching any of it. It's going to be really bad for me. I just ate it. It was there. That's what I had. Like I'm not going to go completely out my way to, it was what it was. But my mental health the week after was messed up. Like I was angry and sad, and the PMDD was just like heightened. So now I know. I'm like, it is the food. Yeah. You know, I'm putting good meat in my body. I'm putting good fruit and veg. I'm not eating too much. I'm eating just the right amount. And I think also my body has started to change in a way that's really healthy for me. With my yoga, and I've quit the gym because the gym was so bad for me. Which, you know, in this world, everyone's like, the gym is the only way to lose weight and it's a good place to go to and it will keep you healthy and fit. Not true. Yoga, walking, paddleboarding. Those are things that keep me healthy and fit. And in fact, my body's got less inflammation when I'm doing all of those things. So yes, I do think that it's a very important tool that you can use in order to clear this. Yeah. And your body. But yeah, I've noticed a lot of my inflammation is starting to kind of like melt away. It's not quick. Like since February till now, I mean, I don't really focus on kilograms and all that kind of stuff, but I can feel that my body has become less inflamed. Yeah, that is the main thing that happens, like the inflammation just goes down so much. Yeah.
I do want to ask you before we start talking more about like if you had someone, firstly, if you were speaking to someone who has just come to Australia.
Yes.
You know, obviously as you've gone through your journey yourself, and I feel like now a lot of people who are, you know, close to their 30s or have just turned 30, they're quite like scared because, I mean, you have such a short time frame to actually, you know, seek more like permanent pathways in here, because obviously the working holiday visa is only until like 31. So then you have to figure out like quite quickly like what you're going to do and if you can stay. So if there is like someone who's like 29 at the moment and thinking about like if they should come to Australia, like what would you say to them, or what would you warn them about? Or
yeah, that's a good question. I think again, it's just letting go of the outcome. What's the reason that you're coming here? Why do you want to come to Australia? Is it for the experience of something completely different? And if so, are you okay with it not being permanent? Because it might not be. You know, I knew that I wanted to be here, but I didn't know that I was going to be staying. I mean, I knew deep down, but I didn't know. I had no pathway. You know, the partner thing is just what happened for me. But Australia takes time. And I think anything, and like we were just talking about the information going down over time. It's been like 5 months it's taken a long time for it to go. It's still not going fully. But because I'm doing it in a healthy way, it's going. I think Australia is one of those places that it just takes time, because it's not like a quick fix kind of thing. It's like a long term, and you really have to like weigh it out. Like when I first arrived here, I hated it.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
How long did that feeling last for?
6 months.
Oh,
months.
really?
Yeah, I hated it. Yeah,
Why?
it was awful. I was living in Duncraig, in Perth. Didn't have a car. Didn't have any money. I came here. Oh, so not only was I 30 when I arrived here, I came with credit card debt and $0 in my bank. Literally nothing. With the dream of being a content creator. So I didn't even get a job. I was staying for free in someone's house because I was looking after their pets whilst they went traveling. But I just hated every second of it. Couldn't go anywhere, couldn't make friends. Like everything was just not for me. And I was like, this is awful. I've made a huge mistake. And I think that that's something, especially when you're a little bit older, because you've had all this life and all these people and all this stuff, and you've built something potentially before, coming somewhere new, that transition of change time is a little bit longer. Not for everybody. Again, this is my journey and I can only share from my perspective. But for people who have come here at 30, or for people who want to come here and they're just like maybe not fitting in, or maybe not feeling it, give it time. Australia needs time. Yeah. And I know you said that maybe they have a short amount of time, but that's when I'm like, don't attach yourself to, because then you are not going to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because you're stressing about like,
how am I going to stay?
Yeah.
So then what are we thinking about? The future, not the now. And then you're focusing all your energy. And also when you start thinking about, I don't have, it's like this lack mentality. I don't have, how am I going to stay? That's what you're putting out there, which is what's going to happen. I remember when I came here and my one boss said to me, you really need to start thinking about getting sponsorship and it takes a really long time. And I just thought, dude, that's just not my story. If Australia wants me, Australia will keep me. And Australia did keep me in the way that I never thought would happen with the partner visa. That's like that was my least. Like if I had ranking of how I was going to stay here, that was like the least. But also like now that I think about it, really like internally, that was probably the only way that was going to work for me.
Yeah.
There's no way I could commit to a job for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or 5 or whatever it is that you have to do. But
yeah, it can be 5 eventually. Yeah.
What are you on?
We did all the working holiday visas, with the COVID extra ones. And then we've just finished. I'm on a partner visa too. But we went through student visas and currently we're about to go on postgraduate. So really we took like the hardest road to staying here. But, our sort of mistake was thinking about the pathway too late, because I was only missing like 2 months of work experience by the time we got to the end.
Yeah.
So I didn't have enough work experience, hence why we needed to go down the student visa pathway, which has been incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
So
is that also FIFO? Is that why FIFO became a thing? Or?
Yeah.
But
not really. Yeah, I already I did all my farm works for like over 3 years, and then I moved to Perth wanting to do FIFO because I felt like I also like broke up from my previous relationship, and I was like, you know, I've traveled, I've done all of this, I've been like so just not like thinking through my decisions with money. And I was just like working, spending it all, working, spending it all. And I was like, I'm not going to get very far living like this. Like I really wanted to get money so I can support my hobbies and actually, you know, start living for, just create a better life for myself. And then, that's how FIFO came for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Australia is a place that you can do that.
Yeah.
There's a thing that's coming up for me right now, which is this reverse engineering the goal that you want, but also trusting the process. Like, I knew I was meant to be in Australia, didn't know how it was going to happen, and I just fully trusted. I came and I just was here, and now I'm here 3.5 years later. You know, there was a full trust in what the universe wanted for me, and that's my belief inside. But it's not that I didn't take action. Yeah. It was all inspired action. So the partner, like, I still had to become a partner with someone. Like, that opportunity was presented in the form of a partnership. I mean, obviously I really love Noah, but that was an opportunity, and I was like, okay, this is what is being handed, and I'm going to like earlier when I received what you were saying about me, I just have learned to just receive. And I think in Australia you have to learn how to receive things. So with regards to like the work and making sure that you get everything done, it's just like, this is the external validation, the external voices. You have to listen to what's inside, because I think a lot of people will come here thinking that this is what they have to do and this is where they have to be. But is that actually the truth? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like my friend group is coming to this point where, you know, there's a lot more new people coming in, and a lot of the people that I came here with are now like just like at the end of their journey and about to go home. Yeah. And a lot of people, you know, when like I like what you said, that when you're already in here and you like working FIFO, working, you know, in a farm somewhere, you might get into the loop that you think like, oh, I have to get sponsorship because I'm not ready to leave, like I have to do this. But I think people don't realize it's 5 years. It's a long time. It's a long freaking time. Like, you don't know what's out there, but it's so scary at the same time. And I was just doing like voice memos for my friend, and I was like, it's gonna be hard anyway. You know, if you end up staying for sponsorship, it's gonna be freaking hard. But if you decide to go back home, it's not going to be easy either. But so whatever you choose, like...
Why home? Why is that the option that people come with, right?
Yeah, I mean, the world is free, isn't it?
It's so big. There's New Zealand, there's Canada, there's the UK, there's Thailand.
I feel like people Bali. Are just like, you know, by the time they do their working holidays, they're turning like, they want the stability. Do you know? They want outcome. To settle.
Yeah. But then I guess the question is like...
Yeah, it's either like home or Australia. Like, there's no other way,
But there is so many... Like, you can go live in Bali for a bit. Yeah. And I think it's being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Yeah. You know? Like, that's something that I've really had to learn on my journey on this earth, is that there's so much uncomfortability and I have to learn how to be comfortable with it. That is something in FIFO that FIFO has taught me the biggest lesson, which is... I always thought in order to grow, I had to be around like-minded people and in a really nice environment. And
it's the opposite, isn't it?
It's the opposite. And I was talking even to a friend this morning on our walk, and she was like, you know, it's just like, I really need to be around like-minded people to lift me up. And I'm like, hang on a second. What if you can be around people who are not like-minded and still lift yourself up? And that is what FIFO has done for me. Yeah. Like, I can lift myself up in like the dirtiest, darkest, most confusing place. I can still live by my values. It wasn't easy to get there, but I can still live by my values. I can still bring myself to this point. I don't need others to lift me up. I'm doing it myself. Do you know what I mean in FIFO, where you sink or you swim? Yeah. And if you're swimming, you make sure you're doing it in your own lane. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's how I feel. That's been the biggest lesson. And that is the being really comfortable in such an uncomfortable place.
Yeah.
Especially as a woman.
Yes, you spend so much time with these people.
The FIFO people?
Yeah, like you spend so much, like especially if you're doing like shutdown after shutdown.
Yeah.
You're spending maybe 5 weeks with these people.
Yeah.
Then you go home for a week or two. Then you go for another 5 weeks with these people.
Is that how long you do?
Well, no, yeah, I do
5 weeks.
5 weeks, yeah.
Oh my
shutdown.
gosh. Oh, wow.
So that's exactly why I find it incredibly important to sort of guide or help people or give them like something that they can have the, because you know, like at one point I was reported in FIFO to my manager
Yeah.
for not being a team player.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know why? Because they said I'm not a team player because I don't go to the pub with them after work.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Okay. Yeah.
make it make sense, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like these small things like this, like,
Yeah.
are you one of the crews that goes to the gym and does something active after work or whatever? Or are you one of those people who goes to the pub, which is fine as well. But, you know,
Both
you
are
can
fine.
get carried down so quickly if
Yeah.
you're like being, you know, in like, you know, different, like whatever you're being fed around. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
And like especially for women as well, like I've struggled so much to find like good and nice women in FIFO like around me, because I feel like a lot of them are, you know, going there for attention or loving the attention they get from men and so on and so on. So
I've never met any of those, but
well, that's good.
that's so funny.
So yeah.
Wow.
What would you say, like what has been like the biggest struggle for you in FIFO, like
Sticking to my values,
yeah,
for sure.
like what was the hardest for you that you felt like, what values did you feel like you had to hold on to, like
not being myself.
Mm.
You know, I made
so
a
like
joke,
change your personality to like fit in, or
not even to fit in, but somebody commented on my post and I pinned it because I was like, this is the exact culture that I'm talking about. I was talking about like the culture in FIFO and how if we were just a little bit nicer to each other, it would be better. And this guy literally wrote, of course it was a guy, no offense. This guy literally wrote, FIFO means fit in or fuck off. That's what he wrote. And I thought, ugh. But then I pinned it because I was like, that's so funny because that's literally the culture. But I think it's the same for any job.
Yeah.
Fit
absolutely.
in or don't be there, right?
Yeah.
And that's when we become small. It's when we shrink ourselves. It's the weirdness that we have to get rid of. So I made a joke. It takes me a long time to open up during FIFO because I just know that it's not the right place for me to be blooming. I can be there, but I really need to be centered and in my groundedness in myself, which goes against my value of being authentically me. But it's okay. It's a place that we're learning and growing to be in. And it's really uncomfortable. I really hate not being my full, like I'm just really a bit weird sometimes. And I'm so deep. I think so deeply. And there's no like, oh, how's the weather? I'm like, right, tell me about your traumas. Like that's where I like to go. Or we're talking about poo. Or do you know what I mean? It's not like what did you do at the weekend? I don't care. So I made a joke about taking one of every morning we have to do stretches. Do you guys do stretches?
Luckily, no.
Okay. I love it. I'm like, this is the funniest thing ever. We all stand in a circle and we stretch and I'm like, do people know that this is doing nothing for you if you hold it for 1 second?
Yeah.
Like, do they know this? But also then everyone's so serious and I'm like, that's just funny. He's like, I want to do stretches. Where was I? Stretches. Yes. Okay. So we always have music playing. And I found this massive speaker at this one place. And I was like, oh my gosh, we should take the speaker. It'd be so fun to have, like, blah, blah, blah. And I made it as a joke. Okay. Like, obviously, I'm not going to take a speaker. Like, why would I do that? It wasn't serious. But I made it as a joke. And then it was taken really seriously. We can't make jokes about taking speakers. It's actually, we need to stick in our value is integrity. And we don't take things that aren't ours. And I'm like, do they know that I was joking? Like, but that was me just having a joke, like letting loose, like being a bit goofy.
Yeah.
No. And then I learn, and I'm like, okay, that's not the right, this place is not the right place to do that. And that's okay. I can be goofy when I get on the phone to Noah, or I can be goofy with my family, or when I come home, but here, no. And I think that's the fit in or fuck off mentality. It's like, you can't be yourself. So I can't remember your question, but that has been my hardest thing, is not being my full authentic self in FIFO. Because it can be used against you. But I think that's in every job.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't want to be in a job, because I can't be myself. And I think that's in this whole society. And then we're going to get into the system, into the Patreon, blah, 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 all that stuff. Like, you can't be yourself, because if you're yourself, then you're weird. And if you're weird, then you're exiled, and then you die. But you don't actually die. I'm going to come back to that. That's it.
How do you find like the sort of discipline or to get yourself going to create your own business and to flourish that and to make that happen when you sort of want like, so you kind of, do you know, like you kind of want freedom, but you at the same time want to build your own brand? How do you find to...
I don't need discipline at all. I just, I literally need to create. I have to. So I don't actually need any discipline for all of this stuff. Like the business side of things, I know that it's almost like this mission is bigger than me. So I want to create. I will create. There's no stopping me. It can't. Like, I have to do this because it's not even about me anymore. It's like about the people who I can help with regards to just learning how to create your own life or curate your own life. You know, woman in FIFO, you don't need to work the 5 weeks on. Like, you could have 5 weeks off. I'm 1 week on and 5 weeks off. It's just depending on what the values are in your life.
Yeah.
But if you can change that, and if you can mold it in a way and create other space, and I mean, there's always going to be compromises, sacrifices, and things like that in the short term. But for the long-term goal, that's kind of what I was talking about with Australia. It's really uncomfortable for a while.
Yeah.
Trying to make friends, trying to do all this stuff. But I know long-term, this is the place. It's the same thing with the creation and the job. The cleaning job is great because I have downtime. I take my laptop, I do my work. You know, there's no pressure on me. I literally clean toilets, put biscuits for people to eat. That's it. It's not hard for me to do. So I can create that space. But money's good enough. Like, I'm earning $3,000 a week. It's a lot of money for me. It's enough. That money goes straight into my bank. Whilst I'm up there earning that money, I'm also earning my remote job money and creating my business. And there's just, like, you asked about the discipline. I just want to do it. There's no, like, I have to because I need to have. I'm coming from a place of overflow rather than a place of scarcity. Yeah. Yeah.
What are the type of women that normally come to you?
Women who are... I'm actually in the process of calling in different women right now. So I would like to put it out there, what I'm calling in, because I don't want to confuse the universe. Women who are ready to make a change in their lives. Women who are already investing in themselves, who know that they are literally born for something different, not for playing small, not for settling for what they've got, knowing that there's something more to them and wanting to really go for that. Those are the kind of women that I'm calling in now, opposed to the ones that were coming before who probably just weren't ready. I'm calling in women who are ready to make the change in their lives. Yeah.
What are the, you know, I'm just like, there's now with like social media and like the infinite comparison system, like every time we open up, you know, Instagram, we can just feel like everyone's doing better than me, everyone's fitter than me, everyone's richer than me, everyone's having all of these different vacations that I can't have, and so on. If there is someone struggling right now who is listening with like eating disorders, or, you know, just like feeling comfortable in their own body and like really just they feel like you felt like at the outside everything feels like perfect. You have a relationship, you have money, you have a job, but they feel like there's a voice inside of them that needs changing. What have you learned? Like, what have been the best tools or mindset shifts that helped you to like get into a good place for you and actually listen to that inner voice?
I went to a retreat in Thailand. Actually, first I took acid, had a repressed childhood memory come back. It was awful. It was really bad. And then I went to a retreat in Thailand for 6 months. And what I've developed now is a process due to what I did there. And for me, it's very much, I don't really follow psychologists and that kind of stuff doesn't really do much for me. I'm a bit different. My brain doesn't sit with the normal way of everything, like, you know, the Western way of medicine. So for me, it's breath work. So my method now that I'm going to be, my offer that will be coming out soon is breath work. So it's can I remember the name? The BCE method. Okay, so it's breath work, which is, have you ever done breath work?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so it's like conscious connected breath, clearing the space. So we clear the space. That's what I did, like for months. I mean, you can do it way shorter than that. There's, especially when you're one-on-one with someone, clearing the space. And then C is like the coaching side of things, like really focusing and talking about or acknowledging what we've just cleared and what we want to bring in. So it's like those two dualities. And then the third part is embodiment, which is, so I did Tantra teaching. I did something called biodevelopment, which is like a mixture between dance therapy and Tantra. And that is really just embodiment. So the BCE method, which is where you clear space, you get clear on what you do want and what you didn't want or what you've cleared. And then embodiment, so bringing life back into that body that you have. And that is my best tool, like for sure. Those are the things that I do. And just having processes. Yeah.
That's okay. I don't think I can get it going again.
That's okay.
Because I feel like self-love and it's so hard to receive, isn't it? Like you can take like small steps every day to try, because you literally have to rewire your brain of like how you respond, how you think, how you like it has so much that you need to change.
The rewiring part, that's really important as well. Unlearning everything that you have learned. This is where you go for that, like engineering your life or creating or curating your life the way that you want it to be. So I want freedom, I want time, I want money. What does that look like for me? I want to think a certain way. What are all the things? And that's where you have to clear the space of the breath work. Or some sort of activation that does that. What are the things that were beliefs that you now need to change? All right. For example, for me, something that I've really had to work on so hard is my money mindset, because money was not a safe place for me. It was always, we went to a restaurant, cheapest thing on the menu. I never spent lots of money on myself. I never bought the things that I wanted because we just weren't allowed to as children. That was what was put onto me when I was a kid. And what I've learned is that that's not my story. My story is I buy whatever food I want to put into my body. I want to buy a dress, I'll buy the dress. Doesn't matter about the price. If that dress is worth it to me, I'm buying it. If it's good quality, I want it. You know? And I think Australia helps with that because there's a lot of abundance here. There's a lot of ways of getting that abundance in. Not necessarily just money. It comes in so many different ways. Like, I don't pay for coffee at all, ever, where I live, because I work with a cafe, an ice cream shop, and another general store. I get free coffees. I get really cheap food. So that's a huge wave of abundance coming to me. I had to recognize that. Be like, oh, this is free. This is coming to me. And I really had to like unlearn the money mindset. I mean, there's tools, there's books, there's meditations, there's all those kind of things. Joe Dispenza, Tony Robbins, like all Jay Shetty, all those people can help you. But I think it's just like this lifelong lesson and learning of unlearning.
Yeah, because, you know, we can all get very good at all the theoretical stuff, you know, but at the end of the day, it's like what actually goes on inside of you. What's that inner voice in your head saying to you all the time? When you get hate, does it affect you? Does it like get you changing the course of like what you were doing? So like for me, I'm a lot more in a better place right now, but for me, when I was still sort of anorexic and I got out of it, and when people make even a slightest comment about my body, I would go straight back to anorexia.
Okay.
So like, do you know what I mean? Like, to get rid of the triggers that push you back to where you were at your lowest, that sort of becomes like your escape in a way.
I'm trying to, I don't think you can ever really fully get rid of the triggers. I think they'll always come.
Like the action to the trigger. So like, do you react, or like how do you start getting like so knowledgeable about yourself that you're like, I don't actually, like, I don't need to be, I know exactly what I'm doing, I know my plan, I know my vision, I know myself, and like this is my way, and no matter what else is going around me, I'm not going to be influenced, you know, whether it's in relationships or so on. Like so many people take on other people's dreams and expectations of themselves, and then they're just like,
I understand what you're saying. I don't think there's any like way of definitely doing that. I think you have to meet yourself in those places over and over and over again, and then remember that you got through that place. You know, the place that moment never lasted.
Yeah.
You know, I made it. Okay, someone said something really horrible to me. What happened? Maybe I ruminated for a little bit. Maybe I got really angry. And then I remembered that it wasn't true, and then I moved on. And it's like, how many times do you meet yourself at that place and get past it? It's like every time. Because you're here now. Right? So you've got through that every single time. It's just remembering that part, acknowledging this is this again. We're here. Like, it's the spiral. This is why I have this on my shoulder. It's the spiral. I'm at this point. Oh, okay, yeah, that happened before, but I now have like a couple of tools, or even memories, or even just experiences to remind myself that I'm not just going to be stuck in this place forever. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, we have evidence, proof. You have proof that you're going to get through it.
Yeah.
That it's not going to be the same. Because you've lived it. And something that I have like a process. So when I get into a really bad headspace, like it's really annoying sometimes. I get so annoyed. I'm like, fuck's sakes, we're here again. But anyway, we move. I have like a really simple process. And I was talking to my friend about this morning, which sometimes you can't do the breath work or the yoga or the going to the gym or the eating what you should be eating, whether that be like something that's nourishing or not nourishing, whatever part you're in. But I have this process that I use, which is, it's such a simplistic process where it's literally, I get everything ready for bed. Then I get everything ready for the next day. So I put my gym clothes out, my yoga clothes out. I mean, they're the same thing anyway. My clothes out for my activity in the morning. I make my breakfast and then I go to bed. But I listen to sleep hypnosis about abundance or self-love or whatever I'm going through at that time. I wake up and I have Oprah, who tells me that I'm amazing. I'll stick on a YouTube thing. Oprah's like, you're amazing. This is great. Or I'll listen to Bob Proctor, or I'll listen to like just something, because I know that sometimes my thoughts aren't great. and I need to override those. Because I feel like sometimes we get into this, like, it's like a doom, the loop of doom, I call it, the loop of doom, and you're kind of just ruminating on the thing that happened yesterday, and Joe Dispenza, rewire, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So that is my process. And I literally rewire my thoughts in the morning with positive affirmations. Not like, I am happy, I am healthy. It's like, I'm a magnet for money. I love myself. Anyway, whatever it is at the time. And then I move my body. So before I even start the day, I've like eliminated those thoughts. So they're just not there. They're thoughts that I want to put in my head. And that's just my really simple process.
Yeah.
So I know that if I'm in a bad headspace, that's all I got to do, and I'm coming out of it quicker and quicker and quicker. But I learned that through trial and error and putting those things in place, and then having evidence each time when I use them that they worked. So it's just, I mean, yours might be different, and everyone's is different, but it's just going back to that basic thing of like, what actually is going to help me out of this? A small one, not a big one. Not I need to go to the gym and I need to get my podcast done and I need to do all these things. It's just like, how am I going to slightly elevate my day?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you have a process?
Do you know, it's so, it's a bit hard for me because I have been stuck in this cycle of, I've always fixed everything that I was struggling with like extreme masculine way.
Yeah, okay.
I've like, you know, I'm like a daughter of a fully independent mum.
Yeah.
Like no sort of men figures around, and now I'm only coming to the realization of like, wow, like I can actually be gentle with myself, and I don't have to listen to like sort of David Goggins mentality as a woman. Like I don't have to like do this all the time. Like my whole mentality, my whole life has been like, who cares? Nobody's coming to save you.
Okay.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Suck it up.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay,
like this has been
I know
my
that place.
yeah. So now I'm actually more coming, and it's been like such an amazing, like I can actually feel my body speaking to me. I can actually understand now, like when do I need to journal? When do I need to just go for a walk? Like forget about just getting all that theoretical podcast in. Like just leave your phone. Don't listen to anything at all. Listen to your own thoughts. Like, do you know what I mean? I do, and it was so hard for me because I was always like, I was just in this cycle of like, from the moment I pretty much woke up to the moment I went to bed, I was always listening to something. And I was just making myself like, oh, but it's self-help, but I'm educating myself. Even on Instagram, I was like sort of telling myself, but it's giving me knowledge, you know? And everything was like this until I was like, but what do I want? Like, what do I think of this? Like, does it actually, do I make any changes in my life after this podcast? No. Why did I listen to it? Do you know what I mean? Like, and I've been just like so stuck in that cycle until like a year or two ago, where I've actually been like, I can actually just, I need to stop living like I'm about to be stuck under a train, because I was doing everything like I'm about to die, like brushing my teeth, brushing my hair, washing myself. It was always like, just like I'm about to get killed or something. Like yes. And now I'm like, all I needed to do was like breathe out for 10 seconds.
Just stop.
And it's been amazing.
Right.
And but it's a journey. I mean,
I love that. I really love that.
Because I feel like now that I can actually listen to my thoughts, I'm realizing they're not very good thoughts sometimes, you know, like I'm not giving myself like I'm just not giving myself a break. And because my own thoughts have been shitty, obviously I think that's normal, so then I project it to other people. So I'm not able, I didn't have room to support other people around me, because all of my mentality was like, who cares, just get it done. Do you know?
I do. That's very
And it's
also
that
European.
hustle. Yeah.
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 It's very much where.
Yeah. And
from,
that's
isn't
the
it?
best thing that Australia has done to me
Yeah.
as a leader, as, working in all of these spaces, because I was like, I'm not going to get fired if I don't, just push myself for 16 hours a day. And if I don't bring work at home with me,
Right.
like Australia, that has been the biggest gift for me. Like, I could
Wow.
actually have lunch and not get fired. Like, that's amazing.
Is that what it's like in?
No, but it was just like my mentality as well. Like, I always thought that I have to be the best. If I'm not the first, I'm the last. Like, that was always my sort of mentality.
That's so much pressure on you,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
Yeah. And my partner, he's like the main reason who's helped me to actually shift out of it. Like, if something happens, it would be like the end of the world for me. And I would be like, I'm a loser. I suck at this. And he's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Just chill.
chill. Yeah. Things happen. Do you know?
I feel like partners do that though.
Yeah.
Like.
And you've shared a lot about your relationship now as well.
Yeah.
Have you seen that there's been sort of a trend going on right now, like things my partner does that would send other men into a coma or something?
No, I haven't. I actually don't go on social media much.
Okay.
Like,
well,
ever.
there is this trend
where
people sort of say well, this is my sort of what we do for our relationship that would send a normal relationship into a coma or something. Okay. What are some of the things that you guys do that really keep your relationship deep and in a good place?
Yeah, okay. We have to choose each other every day. That's one of our main things. We remember that we're choosing each other. I'm choosing to love you. You're choosing to love me. We don't have to do this. It's taking the pressure off that relationship. I feel like when you get into a relationship, it's almost like this, I don't want this to end. I want this to stay. We must stay together forever. And I mean, him and I, we're very, again, no surprise here, but very different from the norm. Noah is 10 years younger than me. Which was a very difficult thing to overcome for me in the beginning. For him, not so much. He was like, well, this is literally my whole life. I've always had older women. And I'm like, I've always had a younger man. Or at least been attracted to them. But actually getting into a relationship with someone who's 10 years younger than you, I'm like, I've done so much more. What if? But it's remembering that I'm choosing to be with him every single day. And that is beautiful. And there's no pressure to be together. Even though we're in this partner visa, there's still no pressure. We don't have to be together, If that's not what it's meant to be, it won't be. So we remind each other to choose each other every day. I mean, again, it's time, allowing it to blossom over time. And I think relationships are something that are so not spoken about enough, especially the bad things in relationships. I don't know. I've never really, I just thought, I never knew what a relationship should look like. But then I realized that there's no relationship that is the same.
Yeah.
So the external, like you were talking about, listening to that internal voice, what works for us may not work for others. The communication is top notch. But again, that's been learning through time. He's had to really open up and communicate, just anything that he's feeling. I'm like, what are you feeling? Tell me. And he's like, nothing. I'm like, you're feeling something, because I can feel it from you. And I'm intuitive. I know this. You know what I mean? You can literally feel it, that there's some sort of energy. And he's like, no, I'm actually just fine. And I've had to learn to not pry on that, to let him come to me naturally. And it's also just, I guess, something is, we do have check-ins with each other. I mean, I implemented that because I was like, if I'm in a relationship with someone, I need to know where we're at. Almost like you have with your job, or really you should with yourself. Where am I at in my life right now? Where are we?
So you have sort of questions that you guys go through too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not consistent. I would love for it to be every week, but I feel like that's a little bit too much for now. And that's okay. But we have like a little journal next to our bed that when we go to bed, we do like, I'm grateful for these things, I'm proud of these things. And then one of the questions is like, what made you feel loved? What are 3 things that made you feel loved this week or today from me, by me? And he'll say, oh, whatever, it was the fact that you came and said hi to me at work. And I'm like, oh, it's when you put the kettle on for me. So it's almost just like these acknowledgements, like really small ones. Now, every single morning, Noah puts the kettle on for me before he goes to work. And that's something that, because I've like said how much I've appreciated it, I've not nagged for it. I've not asked for it. I just tell him, I'm so grateful that you put the kettle on for me every single morning. It makes my life so much easier. And he just does it automatically now. So it's almost like this communication in a really positive way.
Yeah.
And then we spend a lot of time being really present with each other. Like, I'm not on my phone when I'm with Noah. Or if I, we'll like, I'm not scheduling our time, but we have that presence with each other, which I think is super important.
Yeah.
And often it's just lying on the bed cuddling. That's it. That's our present time. No phones. We have no TV because we live in a tent. But yeah, just completely with each other. And I think that's the thing that a lot of relationships maybe miss. There's always something going on, or they think they have to go on this amazing date to reconnect. You don't. Just lie on the bed, cuddle each other, and tell how much, just tell the things that you're grateful for. That's just what works for us. We're very, very simple, very, very basic, Yeah, I think that's it.
If there is someone, you did say that now you're sort of moving into a different, like, women that you want to attract into your coaching. What is coming up? Do you have like any sort of dates for the retreats, or?
So this is a fun question. I actually have so much going on in my life that it's almost like when you have so much, you get overwhelmed and you're like, what am I going to give out first? But essentially, my brother and I, I've just paid my brother to be my strategist and analyst and all this kind of stuff. Very important, paying for his services, because that's also a huge, like, not just expecting family and friends to give you things for free.
Yeah.
Like paying for his services, which I'm excited about. So we're just kind of going through this strategy at the moment of what's going on. I mean, I'm hosting a retreat in August. It's with the Seagulls, which is a women's dipping group that I run down south. There's one up here as well, but I run it down south. So that'll be a transformative retreat where Noah's the chef. He is incredible. We literally have a private chef. The retreat will be really, really great, but it's just for women. The second thing is I have a coaching offer that I'm putting out. So it's one-on-one coaching, getting clear. Basically, I'm your mirror, and I teach through lived experience and it's like a clarity kind of thing. We're getting clear on what you want to do in this life and how to get there.
Yeah.
And that's my superpower. I just know how to help people. I know, I can see it. I can see people's blocks. I can just, because I've lived them a lot of the time, and I know I'm only like 33? I don't remember. But I've lived a lot of life, like a lot of experiences. So that's my second offer. It's like a coaching container. I also have an online business that people can come in. It's network marketing. So if you're interested in online business, this is the thing where you have so many things, right?
Yeah.
Then everyone's like, niche down. And I'm like, I can't niche down. I can't tell you that I'm just doing one thing. So yeah, then there's like a network marketing business that I have. Then my brother and I do social media accounts where he does all the data, the analysis, the strategy, and I really help on the teaching people how to build a personal brand, get online, how to deal with hate comments, all that kind of stuff, and just really build like the mindset behind that sort of stuff. That's it for now. Yeah. I'm going to stop there. Yeah.
Was there anything else that you feel like that I didn't ask you about that you just feel that you would love to get out? Because most of my listeners are, within the visa community who are like going through the Australian like FIFO, what am I going to do?
Yeah. if you do a visa, get an agent.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it yourself. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And it takes over your entire capacity. I did it myself. It was awful. And I will never recommend people
all
to
the
do
partner visa.
I did everything myself. It was so, like, we've got AI, which is great. That's also another thing that I love talking about. But, like, just pay. Just pay the money. Find the money somehow and pay for an agent, and you will be so much happier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like my biggest piece of advice for visas. And then also just letting go of the outcome. You know, if it's meant to be, it will be. If Australia wants you, it will keep you. And if it doesn't, I'm sorry, but you have to leave. That's it.
That's a bit of a harsh love.
We're stopping there. We're done. It's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm not the best at all of the trusting the universe type of girl. Like,
yeah. Okay.
because like if it doesn't lead to actions, nothing will happen. Like you said, you trusted and you let go. If it doesn't work, it doesn't, and it's okay. And I'm in peace with it. But nothing will happen without action anyway.
Inspired action.
Yeah.
I feel like there's two.
Because if you hadn't done the partner visa, and like you said, it was so stressful. If you would have been like, universe, if you want me, you would have not gone the visa.
Okay, so this is the part that a lot of people actually get confused on when I say that. I fully trust what is meant to be will be, but I don't just sit.
Yeah.
I don't just sit, like you said. Come at me and I will wait for you to... No, I take inspired action.
Yeah.
If there's something that's offered my way, for example, like coming on this podcast for me is amazing because I literally last week with my coach, I called in more visibility in a more authoritative way of speaking. That's what we were calling in. And lo and behold, there is a message from you in my inbox. And I was like, that is what's meant to happen. I have to come to that. I will make it happen. So I still had to come here, right? I still had to come and talk to you. But I knew that I called that in and it was going to come in whatever form. This is the form that it came in. So that's what I say when you
that might be a bit of a misconception that is going around within that sort of wording.
Yeah. I mean, that's in the self-love. I mean, I could go really deep into this, but you can't sit and say, I love my body, 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 and then just expect to love your body. You say that and you do things that show your body that you love it. For me, it was, I love and I care about my body. My body was in survival mode and it was in this place of not trusting because I would, like, this is going back to my eating disorder days where I would like not eat chocolate and I would and then I'd binge it. And my body just wasn't trusting. Now I can have chocolate in my house, no problem. I have it in my car, I have it wherever, and I don't eat it all. I literally can have like a couple of pieces, no problem. Whereas before, I mean, even here, but if I didn't trust myself, I would have like maybe taken 3 pieces or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But I fully trust myself. I'm like, okay, well, I can eat that later. I don't have to eat that. But I had to say that I wanted to get better, and then I had to take action, which actually for me was very like counterintuitive, where I allowed my body to just eat whatever it wanted, whenever it wanted, with no restriction. And that was really hard because I put a lot of weight on. A lot, actually. And seeing that happen was difficult, especially coming from like a eating disorder way, right? Because I'm now like, oh, I'm eating so much chocolate, this is never going to stop. It did stop. It really stopped. Now I'm just like, okay, the chocolate's not going to go away. My body trusts me. I trust me. So there's this like beautiful balance of this is where we're at now. And actually putting on the weight was the best thing that ever happened to me because it really took away the thing that I was seeking the most, which was external validation from men. That's all I wanted. I wanted to be found attractive. I wanted people to, you know, like find my body beautiful. And when I became bigger, that stopped and I had to deal with that. And that was freaking hard. That really hurt. Like men stopped looking at me and all these kind of things. and I had to give myself that love.
Mm.
So that was, I don't even know why I've gone this way, but that was my biggest, lesson in all of that was, we're talking about the action, taking the action. That was me showing myself the biggest act of self-love was through not restricting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I do feel like when you take the focus out of it, you know, if you're, at least that's what happened with me when I was sort of dealing with binging as well. It's like you're always thinking about food and you're always thinking about like what I can't have.
Yeah.
And then it's like just going on in your head, driving you crazy until you do get access and then you just go full in. Whereas if you just had a normal relationship with it, you just wouldn't care. Yeah. Like you said.
So I'm going to circle that back round to this Australia thing.
Mm.
It's the exact same thing. If you're focusing so hard on trying to stay here and have it, and the fact that you don't have it, that's your whole fixation is going to be on that.
Mm.
You want that as the outcome, sure, right? I want to be in this country, but you just have to let it go.
Mm.
Otherwise, the fixation and the unhealthy obsession becomes around staying here. And how am I going to stay here? And what am I going to do in order to be here?
Mm.
And then it just becomes this distrust with yourself because is that actually your path?
Mm.
I don't know. But if the inspired action comes for you to take it.
Mm.
You know, if the job offers you sponsorship and that's what you want, take it.
Mm.
But if it doesn't, don't go trying to grab every little last bit of like, I need to do this and these things unless they feel easy.
Mm.
Like, I don't know for you if the student visa and stuff was easy.
No, rather not, I would say.
Do you feel like it was swimming upstream, or do you think it was, do you feel like you were...
No, it didn't like the whole, because we used a lawyer, so I never really had to do much. Like I'm on a partner visa, so my role was just to support my partner to get through everything. And obviously like I've been on working restrictions for the past 2 years. So all of my like financial burdens and like everything I've absolutely been able to get in FIFO, I've just paid everything to the Australian government. So it's been like a very interesting time for us to test ourselves and our relationship on like, do we actually have each other's backs when things get very shitty? And it's been like such a great journey because we've been able to play through like so many different situations throughout that visa journey, because it's like we both have such a hard time. Like, are we able to bring each other up? So I'm very glad for that.
But when I say, has it been like swimming upstream? I'm not saying has it been like hard. Have there been bumps? Have there been rapids that you've had to adjust to? Because downstream is never just a lovely floating experience. There's often rapids and rocks and deeper parts and shallower parts.
I feel like it's been incredibly weirdly okay.
Yeah.
So it hasn't gotten hard for us until the past few months. Like I was miraculously able to work part-time in FIFO exactly within my working hours. So
that's easy. That's easy path.
So for us, it went so much better than the people that we saw in the school.
And this is what I mean about, are you swimming upstream? Or are you actually following the path downstream? And dealing with the rapids and dealing with the shallow areas and whatever come in, the fishing lines and the boats that come your way? Or are you like really forcing it? Because when you force it, that's when it's not fun. That's when it's not happy. And that's when you have to really just let it go. And I'm not saying that you can't live in Australia. I'm just saying like let go of the outcome. Maybe it's not meant to be right now. Yeah,
because you never know what's coming your way.
You don't. That's it, And that's what I mean. Like, it's taking that inspired action really does this this is the voice, listening to the voices inside, I suppose, that intuition that is literally squeezed out of us as we're children. Like, you're told when to eat, when to go to the toilet, blah, 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 when you go to school. But it's like really going inward. Am I trying to live in Australia, or am I trying to have this job, or I'm trying to do these things because it's what the outside is telling me is the right thing to do, or is it actually what the voice inside is telling me to do, and I'm just too scared to listen to either? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe the voice is saying, don't live in Australia, it's not right for you. It's safe, but what about Bali? Or what about Thailand? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear it's been a nice bumpy journey for you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, nothing comes like, yeah, but no, it's been great. Like, yeah, like, I'm so grateful because during that time I had all of this free time that I didn't have before to actually pursue my dreams and be able to meet people like you through, you know, social media, and just a few days later have you sitting next to me and hear your stories. So that's, like, it's always been my dream to, because I at the end of the day, I feel like we're all so similar. We're all going through the same things, but just like only a few of us maybe have the courage to actually, like you said, to post my cellulite and say that it's fucking okay.
Yeah.
To, you know, do only one swing a month in FIFO just to support my dreams. And that is, you know, whatever. Like, we're all going through the same thoughts, the same spirals, the same journeys. But, like, I love the people who are, like, brave enough to actually say, like, this is what I think and this is what I feel, and just share their journey. Because it can help, like, so many people to actually say out loud. Like, I can't, like, you probably have hundreds of women who you made feel more comfortable and better in their bodies because you were brave enough to actually break the cycle of the social media of only showing perfectionism.
I mean, I hope I've helped at least one, and if not, just myself. But something that's coming up for me right now is the reel that you saw, the one where I speak my truth about the supervisors and stuff. And I spoke to my dad afterwards, and he was like, you need to take that down. Are you not going to get fired? Like, speaking about that, about your supervisor. And this is where I don't care. I'm like, but that's the truth. I'm speaking my truth. And if I don't speak my truth, then I'm going to hold that energy and that sadness somewhere in my body, and it's not going to be good. So that's why I think it's super important to speak your truth. No matter what the outcome is. Like, I really think, which is something that I can feel you really, really do and want to do more of. Yeah. And I think that's so important to honor that in yourself and anyone, you know, that's listening. Speaking your truth is, like, the most important thing that we can do on this planet, because my truth being spoken has brought me here to meet you today. And that's just been such a gift. Yeah. Because if I didn't speak that, we would never have met. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So we need more people to just speak the truth and not be afraid of the outcome of what could happen, because it's probably not going to happen. Did I get fired from that job? No. Will I get fired? No. It's just not going to, it's not my story. I choose for that not to be my story. You know? And especially with this FIFO stuff and women in FIFO, and we didn't really touch too much on that. I don't know. Yeah, no, we didn't. No. There are so many things that us women in FIFO are having to deal with. And I just, not even just women, but in FIFO in general, that people are dealing with. And I just think it's, the more that is spoken about it, the more people resonate, the less alone they feel, and therefore you make the world a better place. Yeah. You know? Yeah. But I feel like that's a very long conversation if I start going down it. It is, yeah. So I probably won't. We need you next time when you come back to Perth. We need to take up. We'll focus solely on that.
Thank you so much for coming. I mean, it's been almost hour and 45 minutes and it's gone by like
Wow.
this. It's insane.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you coming in. I feel like I have a lot to think about myself today.
Yeah, I'm grateful. I think it's been a really, for me personally, just really nice to have like presence from a complete stranger to, and you've invited me into your home and into your space. And I think that that's such a beautiful trait to have, to be able to allow people into that space openly and willingly, in order to, one, get a message out, to grow yourself, and three, to allow someone to express what they need to express. So I'm grateful that you give me that space. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. And thank you for listening until the end. I truly appreciate it, for taking the time. And if you do liked this episode, and if it gave even one bit of a message that you liked, please share it with at least one of your friends. It really, really, really helps the podcast to grow, and hopefully the friend that you shared it with will feel will get that message as well, and maybe it can help them as well, whatever that they are dealing with. So thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you if you've been with me since the beginning, and if you haven't, please make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. It really helps me to spread this podcast to everyone who might find this useful. I'm so excited that you're here, and if you like this episode, please share it with someone you know. Thank you.